Hello friends, happy Thursday. We are back for another live chat about some things that have been coming up in my recent client conversations. Let me adjust the view here. I'm going to get this shared over in my private client group, and then we are going to chat about what I'm calling the what if gremlin of doubt. And you probably already have a feeling of what that is. If you have doubt or if you've dealt with doubt, then you probably already know what this what if gremlin is. Okay. So if you are here live, please say hello. Let me know that you are here. Post a comment below. If you're watching the replay, please say replay. Like it, comment. It just helps me and helps Facebook show this video to more people. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the what if gremlin, aka doubt, that we all deal with from time to time. And the reason I want to talk about this specifically today is because over the last week or so, I've had conversations with multiple clients. And this happens from time to time. Generally, there will be some kind of theme that appears in these conversations. And this past week or so, a lot of what was coming up was this feeling of doubt, not being able to trust the next step. And last week we talked about fear, the fear of the unknown, taking that leap, right? Like getting on that tipping point of change and transformation. And the doubt, aka this what if gremlin that happens to play up in our minds, goes hand in hand with that moment that you have an opportunity to change. And what you do in this moment with that thought, in that doubtful place, impacts what happens next. And for a lot of people, they sit down and they ruminate around, what if this thing happens? What if I make this investment? And I hear this often, right? I get this message from potential clients. What if I make this investment and it doesn't work? Can you guarantee that everything that I'm asking to be changed will be changed? And often in that question, there is so much doubt and mindset that you've already decided that it's just not going to work. Right? So it's almost like I need you to reassure me that 100% this is going to be the thing that changes my life, or 100% this is going to be worth the investment I'm making. And it could be an investment in a class, an investment in a business, right? Your time investing in working with a trainer. I want you to guarantee that it's going to work, right? And makes sense, right? You want to have some level of confidence regarding whatever investment you're making or who you're working with or who's supporting you. But the thing I need you to understand is if you've already decided that it didn't work for you before, and it's probably not going to work for you this time, or the other things that you've tried, all of them have failed, and this thing is probably going to be the same thing, then you're already setting yourself up for self-sabotage, for hitting, unnecessarily challenging situations in the future, because that what if gremlin has taken over. So let's talk about what the what if gremlin sounds like, right? Number one is, what if this doesn't work? What if I take this step, make this choice, do this thing, and it doesn't work? Keeps you in fear, keeps you paralyzed. It can also sound like, what if it's the worst decision ever? What if it's not the right decision? What if I make the wrong choice right now? What if I can't trust myself to make the choice that's going to change my life, my finances, my relationship, my body, fill in the blank? What if? And the biggest one I hear is that, what if it doesn't work? What if this thing that I'm doing doesn't work? And the question that I come back to, and I ask clients this over and over, is, but what if it does? And it sounds cliche and it sounds very simple, but the mere fact that most of us, when we are approaching something new, something that maybe we haven't tried before, excuse me, or something that could potentially, like, we felt inspired, this person or this course or this book or this thing popped up into our experience, and we're going, yeah, that sounds really good and it feels really good. And then the fears kick in. The fact that we're not even imagining what it might feel like for it to work means that there's a ton of self-doubt and other mindset things, beliefs that are holding you back. You're getting in your own way. So I want you to think about, what is it that you've thought about recently? You thought about trying, you were going to, do this thing, whatever it is, and you thought, what if it doesn't work? What if I go to the interview and I don't get the job, right? What if this date doesn't turn out? What if I get stood up? What if they never call back? What if this client doesn't sign up? What if I don't get the book deal? What if? But have you spent enough time, or any time, thinking about what if it works? What if it works out? What if this is the best possible decision that you could have ever have made? Or what if this is the beginning of the best chapter, the best year, the best month of the rest of your life? What if can be a gremlin, or it can be your cheerleader. It can be the thing that stops you in your tracks, the thing that paralyzes you, the thing that stops all progression, all, transformation, all the things that you ultimately want, or it can be the thing that propels you forward. You get to decide. And it really comes down to being in this moment and deciding what that means for you. So when I'm having conversations with potential clients, and I offer a free consultation, so we make sure that everyone's questions are answered and make sure that it feels like a good fit. But when I'm having those conversations, it's really important for my client or potential client to decide that this is the moment things change. To decide that they are investing their time, their effort, their energy, and their finances, right? Some level of financial commitment to changing their mindset, and they are deciding that it's going to change, that things are going to start shifting now. And that simple decision that things are working, that things are shifting, that things are moving forward, even if it's not perfect, even if it doesn't necessarily pop up and show up in the way that you think it's going to. Hey, Lisa, right? The key, is to decide that this is the time it's going to be different. Because what ends up happening, and I've been there, I've done this, right? Is we sit here and we go, well, when I did it last time, that didn't work out. And I had some really great successes, but then I hit a wall and I lost everything. We start going into the past. We start using our past as an example of what is likely, potentially, or in our mind, specifically and for sure going to unfold in our future. But here's the thing, your past does not dictate your future unless you allow it to. Your past is a different place. You've been there, you've done that. You actually can't go back to any of those moments, good, bad, or indifferent. But you are constantly and consistently and continuously creating from this moment in your mind, in your thoughts, in your actions, right? So if you are living from this place that says, well, that time this thing happened, and that time that thing happened, and then I was disappointed there, and that person left me, and I was isolated, and all the things, you're not going back to that. You're just recreating it over and over and over again. And that's why this mindset piece is so critical. If you want to move forward, and I assume you do, if you want to transform your life, and I assume you do, then you have to be willing to start thinking about the potential in your what if. So I used to play this game, I would call it the what if game. So I would have clients have a conversation with me, and I'd say, okay, I hear all the reasons and all the ways that you think this could go wrong, but I want you to give me 10 ways that this could be the best decision you've ever made. And at first I get crickets because they're not used to thinking about how it could go right. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with messaging about be careful of this and protect yourself of this and like all of this old stuff and what if this happens and make sure this and like all of that versus but what about the stuff that could go right? Let's talk about how we can make this better and better and better. And this is how you do it. So, excuse me, a really good assignment, a really good exercise for you to do is to think about your situation, is to think about your circumstance and to think about whatever step you're about to make. And I've talked about this before about the mindset, your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, before you take a step, before you take that action, or before you make that decision, right? Especially if you're going to do that with dollars and cents. If you're going to make an investment, there is an energetic exchange there. So make sure that you have some level of clarity and peace over that thing that you're about to do, and set an intention for what you expect to unfold in that. Anytime I make an investment in anything, in a mastermind, in a coach, in a program, I decide in that moment, before I hit buy now, before I hit sign up, whatever, I decide in that moment that these are the things that are going to work out, that these are the expectations I have, the energy that I am investing and sort of infecting, if you will, right, into this decision is that it's going to work out. I'm going to get my investment back 2, 3, 4 times. And I don't always necessarily mean in dollars, right? Sometimes I do, but sometimes it's just I'm going to get tons of value out of this thing. There was an old part of me that would make investments or make choices out of fear, out of, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, and let's talk about this because this is a whole other conversation. Oh my gosh, this is the thing I need. And this is the only thing I need to succeed. And if I don't do this right now, I am going to fail. That is also not a good energy. That is also like not the greatest mindset. It kind of goes into this gremlin place because it says, without this one thing, I am doomed to fail. And it comes from a place of doubt. It comes from a place of disempowerment. And you will never hear me say in this work or in a consultation, if you don't sign up for this, it will be the biggest mistake of your life. You'll never hear me say that. I support you in whatever decision you make because it is completely and entirely up to you. And I don't believe that there are necessarily right or wrong answers. I think that there are choice points along our path. And some things are going to get us there faster. And if we choose not to take those things, that's fine. There's going to be other things along the path, right? But I want you to understand that if you are having the energy of, what if this doesn't work? Or the energy of, I have to do this, like you're clinging, you're so, I don't want to say desperate, but there's this feeling of like, if I don't do this, it's going to be the worst decision of my life. I need this or else I will never succeed. That is a very similar, doubtful, disempowered space to come from, right? So a better way is to say, I'm deciding from an empowered and full and enough place that I am choosing to invest in this person, in this thing. I'm choosing to take this action. I'm choosing to move to this place. Excuse me, I'm choosing to buy this house, choosing to do whatever it is you're choosing to do. Start this workout program. And I'm choosing to believe and to remind myself that this is going to be a good choice, that this feels right for me, that I'm going to get a ton of value out of this circumstance, situation, thing. The decision that you make matters less than the energy you have when you make that decision. I'm going to say that again. The decision you make, whether you make the investment or not, and I'm using investment as a example, right? There's lots of other actions. But the decision to invest is less important than the energy you have when you make that decision. Did you hear that? because it's the energy, it's the mindset, it's the thought process, it's the fear or the doubt or the confidence that you have in that moment as you prepare to make that decision, whatever you decide, that is actually going to kind of create, not kind of create, that is going to create what happens next. So when you are making decisions, again, whatever they are, to move somewhere, to start a new job, to quit a job, to start a relationship, to leave a relationship, to work with a coach or a mentor, or to sign up for a program, you really have to stop and ask yourself, what do I expect? What energy do I have as I'm making this investment? What do I think? What do I trust? What do I choose to know about making this? And you have to learn to trust yourself in those decisions, right? And there's no right or wrong. And I think that's where people get caught up, right? They want the universe or God or the divine to go, this is the right way. Follow this path and you will forever be blessed, right? But that's not how life works. We have free will, we have choices, it's all about experience. But the energy and the mindset that you have as you do that is critical to the outcome that you're going to experience. Okay? So I want you to think about one or two areas of your life that you have been doubtful. You've been going back and forth, you've been wanting to do something, wanting to take a step, wanting to take an action, but you're fearful, you're afraid, this didn't really work out in the past, and you're feeling the old what ifs. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if it's the worst thing ever? What if I don't get my money back? What if, right? Whatever that is. And then I want you to list out 10 things or 10 ways, 10 what ifs, that this choice could be the best thing ever. What if when you sign up for this workout program, or what if when you invest in a coach, or sign up for school, or take that job, you get promoted and you meet a new best friend and you have this amazing experience and you get to travel the world? Like, what if it is the best thing that could have ever happened to you? Start thinking about your success in that way. Start thinking about your choices and own the choice that you're about to make. Don't come from this place of, if I don't do this, I will fail. Or I'm afraid to do this because I've failed in the past. It's kind of a slippery slope, right? So when I think about the people that I work with, the people who I identify as ready to dive in, ready to do the work, the inner work, the mindset work, and are ready to make that transformation in their lives, there's a certain feeling that comes. Yes, there's going to be some fear there, right? But they are ready to not repeat their past situations anymore. They're willing, and they've decided that they're ready to do something different. They're ready to trust themselves. They're ready to get out of their, cycles of the known and step into the unknown a little bit so that they can be empowered. Trust themselves. Know that the decisions they're making are good decisions, right? And that's how I kind of know who I'm meant to work with. So if that is you, if you are in some place in your life, some area of your life, where you're done repeating that past cycle, and you've had these what if gremlins playing around in your mind, but you're ready to learn how to change that mental script so that you do that old dance less and less, and you step into more of an empowered self-talk, inner dialogue, then this work is for you. And I would love to have a conversation with you if that's something you're interested in. But again, I want you to feel that this is what you are being called to do. And there's no pressure, there's nothing like that. I offer a free consultation, so if you'd like to chat, we can definitely do that. Just post a comment below and I'd be happy to send you the link. But I want you to know that you get to make decisions from an empowered place, even if you are in one of the hardest points in your life. Making a decision, making a solid decision from an empowered place is the first step to changing and transforming your life in ways that you literally could never imagine. And I constantly hear people tell me over and over and over again how much this work has changed their lives in, again, ways that they never imagined possible, ways that they couldn't have put on a vision board, written in a journal, asked for in the beginning of this work. That's what happens when you make that empowered step. So if it feels like something you're interested in, send me a message. You can send me a message here on Facebook. If you're watching this elsewhere, shoot me an email, check out my website, and I'd love to chat with you. But in the meantime, I want you to start training your mind to think in terms of how can this best work out? How can this be the best investment I've ever made in my life? How can this be the best choice that I've ever made? What if it works out? Right? Start pre-paving and imagining things are working out for you. That is one of those things I call an umbrella belief that I carry around with me, which is things are always working out for me, even if I don't know how, even if I can't see how, and especially if it feels like it's not working out. I have developed this inner mindset belief that says things are working out always, always, always. And I want to help you develop your own. Okay? So if you've got these gremlins, and you probably have many more because we all do, we're human, and you want to do some work around mindset and around dealing with, becoming more empowered, I have something, I won't be doing this again, but I have something that I put together for 2/22/22, right? February 22nd of 2022. It's a very special thing. You are going to hear it here first. I'm not going to give you all the details, but if you are interested in that, it is a program. It is one-on-one. There's a lot of support. It's at a bit of a special rate. So if you're interested in that and you're interested in working with me, send me a message, post a comment below, and we can definitely talk about that, okay? But in the meantime, I want you to start thinking about how are things working out for you? How can things work out for you? And if you missed everything that I just did, make sure you go back, watch the replay, watch it again if you need to, and take notes. And then I'd love for you to comment below with what is your top takeaway, okay? So, hope this is helpful for you guys. Again, I'm still continuing to plan to come back here on Thursdays just to share these things that are coming up in, client calls. And I'm going to be actually pre-recording Monday's mindset message because it is a holiday and I will be off. So stay tuned for that. That new video will be out on Monday. But in the meantime, start thinking about how things are working out for you. And if you're interested in that special program, send me a message and I would love to chat with you, okay? All right, guys, hit the replay, hit like, hit love, share this with anyone that you think it would be helpful for, and I will be back next week. Bye, guys.